Good morning, students. Last lesson we took the information about a various sources of history and how these sources are important for understanding the history. Today we are going to learn second lesson of history. The name of this lesson is India before the times of Shivaji Maharaj. We shall learn various ruling powers in India before the times of Shivaji Maharaj in this lesson. Yes, what we learn in this lesson? We will learn the different ruling powers which are ruled in India before the times of Shivaji Maharaj. First important dynasty is Pal dynasty. Pal was a famous dynasty in the 8th century. It was situated in Bengal. This dynasty had a great impact on Indian history. In which century this dynasty was there? This dynasty was there in a 8th century. The name of dynasty was Pal. Second important dynasties are there of Rajput dynasties. There were many small kingdoms in Rajput dynasties. For example, Garhwal, Parmar, as well as Chauhan. These are the small kingdoms of Rajput dynasties into the North India. Yes, where they situated? They were situated in a North India. Here, the map of Rajput dynasty shown to you. Yes, in a yellow color. See in the picture. In a Rajput dynasty, Garhwal, Parmar were the very important one. Among the Rajput dynasty, Chauhan dynasty was very famous. Prithviraj Chauhan was an important king of this dynasty. Here, the picture of Prithviraj Chauhan shown to you. Everyone is familiar with his name. I think many of you saw movies, serials of Prithviraj Chauhan. He was very brave. The story of his horse was very famous in history. Prithviraj Chauhan defeated Muhammad Ghori in the first battle of Tarai, but the Muhammad Ghori defeated Prithviraj Chauhan in a second battle of Tarai. Here there were two battles between Prithviraj Chauhan and the Muhammad Ghori. First battle won by Prithviraj Chauhan and the second battle won by Muhammad Ghori. Where these battles occur? These battles occur at Tarai. The third important dynasty is Chola dynasty. It was situated in a Tamil Nadu. The Cholas conquered Maldives and Sri Lanka islands using their naval power. Chola had strong naval power into the South India. Question will be asked on this. Who won the Maldives and Sri Lanka islands? And the answer is Chola kings won Maldives and the Sri Lanka islands. Here the dynasty of Chola shown to you in a map. Next important dynasty was Rashtrakuta. Yes, it is situated in today's Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, and Uttarakhand. Rashtrakota's power spread from Kannauj up to the Rameswaram. Here, in a green color shown to you, Rashtrakota's family, Rashtrakota's dynasty situated in a Maharashtra and Andhra Pradesh. Next important dynasty is Shilahar's dynasty. Yes, three dynasties of Shilahars emerged in a western Maharashtra. One dynasty ruled over Thane, Raigad in a North Konkan. Second, in a South Konkan, and third in a today's Kolhapur, Satara, Sangli region. Shilahar's empire shown to you in a map with the symbols. See carefully. How many parts were there of Shilahar's dynasty? There were three parts of the Shilahar's dynasty. The next important local dynasty of India was Yadava's dynasty before the time of Shivaji Maharaj. The Bhillaram V was the important king of Yadava's dynasty. The capital of Yadava's dynasty was Devgiri near Aurangabad. The Yadava's period is considered to be the golden period of Marathi language and literature. Question is there in your mind, why we call the golden period for the Marathi language and literature? Hmm? In a Yadava's period, many literature were wrote in a Marathi language instead of Sanskrit language. Yadava's king inspired to the poets, writers to write their compositions in a Marathi language. So, many literature composed in a Marathi language in that period. Due to this, Yadava's period considered to be the golden period of Marathi language and literature. Mahanubhav Pant and the Warkari movement also emerged in this period. Their information we will learn in a next lesson. Invasions from the northwest. Local dynasties of India become weaker. Taking advantages of this, many invasions started from the northwest area. What is mean by invasions? Invasions means attack. Hmm? See this map carefully. Arab, Central Asia, and the Middle East were the neighbors of ancient India. The Arab powers emerged in a Middle East. Arab powers turned towards India to expand their empire. The Muhammad bin Qasim attack on a Sindh area in 8th century. King Dahir was the king of Sindh Prant. Muhammad bin Qasim defeated Dahir and conquered or won the Sindh area. Due to this campaign, they came into the politically contact with India first time. To see this, Turks, Afghans, Mughals from the Central Asia came to India and established their own empire in India. In 11th century, Turks started attack on India. Sultan Muhammad of Ghazni attacked on India many times. He destroyed many rich temples of India like Mathura, Vrindavan, Kannauj and Somnath. He took a lot of wealth with him. In this picture shown to you from where Ghazni came to India and take out the wealth. See this map or picture carefully. In the 11th century, Sultan Muhammad Ghori of Ghur Empire from Afghanistan attacked on India. He appointed Qutbuddin Aibak to look after the conquered area or won area. After the death of Muhammad Ghori, Qutbuddin Aibak started rule independently. Initially, Aibak was a slave of Muhammad Ghori. Now, a slave became the king of Delhi. After the death of Aibak, Iltutmish, Razia Sultan, Balban, Ibrahim Lodi ruled over India. Ibrahim Lodi was the last sultan of the Delhi Sultanate. Daulat Khan Lodi was a governor of Punjab. The relations between Ibrahim Khan Lodi and Daulat Khan Lodi was strained. So, Daulat Khan Lodi invited Babur to attack on Ibrahim Lodi. Here, Babur invited or attack on India and defeated Ibrahim Khan Lodi. And this is the end of Delhi Sultanate. Kingdoms of Vijayanagar. During the period of Delhi Sultanate, there were many revolts arose in South India. In that revolts, Vijayanagar and the Bahmani kingdoms founded. Yes, here at the time of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, these two kingdoms were formed into the South India. The first one is Kingdom of Vijayanagar. Two brothers Harihar and Bukka was the Sardars of Delhi Sultanate in a south. Taking advantages of instability into the south at the time of Muhammad bin Tughlaq, they formed their own empire into the south named Vijayanagar in a 1336. It is situated in today's Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, and Orissa. Hampi was the capital of their empire. Harihar was the first king of Vijayanagar Empire. See this picture carefully. In a red color or saffron color shown to you the kingdom of Vijayanagar and shown that the capital of the Vijayanagar Empire, that is Hampi. It is situated in today's Karnataka. Krishnadev Rai. Krishnadev Rai was an important king of the Vijayanagar Empire. He expanded his empire till Goa. He conquered Vijayawada and Rajmahendri. Krishnadev Rai was very famous. Krishnadev Rai was a scholar. He wrote Amukta Malyada, a Telugu book of a poem on a polity. Yes, name of book is very important. Yes, the name of book is Amukta Malyada. In which language this book was written? This book was written in a Telugu language. Yes, on which topic this book was written? This book was written on a polity. There were three different questions. Who wrote this book? What is the name of this book? In which language is this? And on which topic this book was written? Means different question will be asked on this. So you have to know Krishnadev Rai wrote a book named Amukta Malyada, a Telugu book of poem on a polity. He built Hazaram temple and the Vittal temple. See in this picture, both temples are shown to you. Both temples are situated in a today's Karnataka state. The decline of a Vijayanagar empire started from the death of the Krishnadev Rai in 1565 CE. A battle between Vijayanagar empire one side and the another side Adil Shahi, Nizam Shahi, Qutub Shahi, Barid Shahi were there, and this battle was occurred at Talikot. In this battle, Vijayanagar was defeated. Therefore, Vijayanagar Empire came to an end. Yes, Vijayanagar Empire founded by Harihar and Bukka, and at the Battle of Talikot, this empire came to an end. The next important dynasty was Bahmani kingdom. At the time of Muhammad Tughlaq, Hassan Gangu was a Sardar of a south. He started rebel against the Delhi Sultanate. He defeated army of Sultanate and founded his own empire in a south named Bahmani kingdom. Yes, who was the founder of Bahmani kingdom? Hassan Gangu was the founder of Bahmani empire. Gulbarga was the capital of Bahmani kingdom. See, in this map, here shown to you how the Bahmani kingdom is there. It is situated in today's Maharashtra, Karnataka, and some part of Andhra Pradesh. The Mahmud Gawan was the chief wazir of Bahmani kingdom. He was good administrator. He strengthened Bahmani kingdom. He started paying salary in a cash instead of land grants. He brought discipline in army. He introduced many reforms in a land revenue system. He opened madrasa at Bidar for the Arabic and the Persian study. Madrasa means school of Islamic peoples. Reforms of Mahmud Gawan was very important. Many times question asked on this. So read this paragraph again and again. You have to write at least 4 reforms of Mahmud Gawan for 2 marks. Yes, write down the reforms of Mahmud Gawan. Question is there, so you have to write the reforms of Mahmud Gawan. Which reforms you will write? He strengthened Bahmani kingdom. He started paying salary of soldiers in a cash instead of land grants. He brought discipline in army. He introduced many reforms in a land revenue system, and he opened madrasa at Bidar for Arabic and Persian study. These reforms you have to write of the Mahmud Gawan. Af- After the death of Mahmud Gawan, disintegration of the Bahmani Empire started. The governors of a different area began to act more independently. So the Bahmani kingdom divided or split down into the small 5 parts. See in this map 5 parts of the Bahmani Empire shown to you. The first one is Imad Shahi of Warad, second one Barid Shahi of Bidar, third one Adil Shahi of Bijapur, fourth one Nizam Shahi of Ahmednagar, fifth one Qutub Shahi of Govalkonda. Due to the 5 different kingdoms of Bahmani Empire, here the small parts of the Bahmani Empire founded. Understood? Means the Bahmani kingdom is divided into the small 5 parts. Imad Shahi of Warad, Barid Shahi of Bidar, Adil Shahi of Bijapur, Nizam Shahi of Ahmednagar, and the Qutub Shahi of Govalkonda. You have to keep in your mind the name of a kingdom as well as a place. Here, for match the pairs, they ask the places to you. Imad Shahi, yes, from where the Imad Shahi? Imad Shahi of Warad, Nizam Shahi, Nizam Shahi of Ahmednagar. So you have to write these 5 kingdoms and their places. See carefully in this map shown to you. what we learned today? Today we took information about Pal, Rashtrakuta, Rajput, Yadavas, Cholas dynasty. We learn about Northwest invasions and the Delhi Sultanate, how the Vijayanagar Empire and the Bahmani Empire founded and came to an end. In this video, in a next video, we will learn the remaining lesson. Hope you understood this video. Thank you.